What's up, guys? It's Chris. You're watching Plumbing Explained. This is the 2,000 subscriber Easter special. Me and Johnny are going to go ahead and show you our brand new Nissan NV200 SV that replaced our stolen Ford Econoline 250. Here I am. We're going to be taking everything off the truck here today because this is the day before we get our shelving in. When you buy a NV200 right now, or I think any Nissan work truck right now, they offer a free starter kit with shelves, which is actually really cool. It really was awesome. I guess if you have a business license, it requires a business license. So if you're looking for a truck right now, it's actually a pretty good deal. So I'm pulling off all of my drop cloths and, the stuff I put down to protect my customers' floors and whatever, in their bathrooms, their belongings, things like that. So nothing of theirs gets damaged or dirty. Here's my water bottle. I've got a can of here's some CLR. CLR is something I think every plumber should have on his truck. It's really an amazing thing. Help you free up a lot of stuff that's been corroded. Here's some bleach. This bleach is awesome. You should always have some bleach on your truck. Here's some flame retardant gel. I spray that down if I'm soldering in a real tight area in a wall or something. Make sure nothing catches on fire. I'll spray it on some ABS or something like that. Make sure that doesn't catch on fire. You got some ammonia-free glass cleaner there. I also keep some super clean products on the truck for cleaning. They're really good products, and we're going to be doing a video about them soon. But yeah, that's my little chemical tray there. And this is my little mini military shovel. I bought this at an Army Navy surplus store in Orange, California. And it's a really cool little shovel. I've used it many times in service. It's great. I'll actually be using it again this Tuesday when I'm repairing a water main. And I might record that for you guys. We'll see. But yeah, it's a really cool, really useful little tool to have. It's crazy as plumbers. I feel like all of us have our own little funny little tools and little gadgets that we collect along the way. I've always noticed that at least every plumber I've ever known has had his own little funny little bag of tricks, his little tools and his little bag of tricks. And I'm obviously no different. I'm trying to show Johnny here, but he doesn't seem to really have too much interest in what I'm trying to show him here with this shovel. But yeah, so the new truck's really awesome. We went with the smaller truck because we felt like it was a better fit for what we're doing right now. We're trying to focus mainly on service and repair and some drain cleaning. Drain cleaning and service and repair is really our main thing we're doing right now. So we've got quite a few different little snakes and a lot of different service and repair parts and pipe. You see the PEX hanging back there. I've got a roll of 1/2-inch blue PEX for some repairs that I've been making lately. It's been a lot of cold lines, and I ran out of hot because the hot lines were just popping like crazy. Here's my Redneck 75. This is my 1/2-inch inner core 75-foot drain snake. This replaced my stolen Spartan 100, and this snake is working us towards a new Spartan, or actually a used, but will be new for us, Spartan 300. This is an awesome machine. It's actually a Hydrostar machine and a Harbor Freight dolly. So a Harbor Freight snake and a Harbor Freight dolly with a Spartan 1/2-inch inner core 75-foot cable on it. And that's why we call it the Redneck 75. It's kind of hodgepodge together. I modified this dolly, this hand truck that I had laying around, and I actually had an electrician friend or neighbor that gave me the snake when he found out that my truck got ripped off and all, my snake on it with all my snakes and stuff like that. And if you do follow the channel and you remember, that all of my equipment was stolen, but thankfully most of my hand tools were here in the house. I had brought a lot of my hand tools and all my 12-volt Milwaukee stuff was in here. But they got away with all the snakes and the big stuff. The truck had been broken into, so I knew that, I should keep the lighter stuff in here and leave the bigger stuff out there. I just never assumed that they would steal the truck, so that's how that went. But we're working our way back, and we've got all kinds of great stuff now, thanks to a lot of different people who've helped donate to us along the way. And, yeah, man, we're just climbing our way back up to the top, and we've got all types of great, awesome equipment that we're going to be doing videos on here in the future. And if you've been following, like I said, you've seen how great some of these machines are. Like this Redneck 75 is a gnarly machine. It is really, I would say, easily on par with the Spartan 100 for just a fraction of the cost. The cable's typically about $400, and the machine itself is like $300. So that's like what, about a third, little more than a third of what you would pay for a Spartan 100. I mean, you save a lot of money, and you can definitely make your money back quick with this type of machine here if you know what you're doing. And I was just showing you the rigidity of the Spartan cables there. The Spartan cables are just, in my opinion, second to none. You can't find anything like a Spartan cable when it comes to unclogging and cleaning drains. I think anybody in the industry knows the Spartan cables are number one. And here's my drop cloth, or not my drop cloth, my plastic. Whenever I'm cutting holes in walls to make repairs on pipe, or if I'm know I'm going to be getting into a real messy drain, I'll kind of make like a little tent around me. I put painter's plastic up and on the floor. That way nothing gets all over the place. Sometimes the black sludge of doom can be really gnarly to clean up, and there's been many times in my career where I didn't properly prepare for the black sludge of doom, and it cost me hours of cleanup, where sometimes it cost me longer to clean the stuff up than it cost me to unclog the drain. So I noticed throughout my time that it's really important to set up a real clean area before you get to work and minimize your cleanup, and that helps you be real efficient at your job, and your customers will really appreciate that. Right there, I was trying to show John the little trap that I made that's to mimic the one Rigid sends out with the K9102. It's like a little trap adapter for a tubular P-trap that allows you to snake while running the water. And in my opinion, it's genius. It's mainly meant for flex shafts because only the tip of the shaft actually spins. But I used it with my little Spartan 81, and it works just great. So since I don't have any racks or anything in the truck right now, I'm using these little crates that are at Home Depot. They're like $15 each. They work really good, though. They stack really good, and they seem to fit real snug. And I've got all my little angle stop shut-off valves in here. I don't carry the brass craft quarter turns because when out here in the hard water, they just freeze up. The handles break off. And I just, I won't sell something that I know is going to become a liability for one of my customers. So I either sell the higher end DAHL, DAHL, quarter turn angle stops if the customer really insists on quarter turn, or we go with the brass craft multi-turn angle stops, the gate valve style ones, because for whatever reason those ones seem to last and hold up a lot longer than the quarter turns. The quarter turns, unless you've got like a water conditioner or a water softener, the quarter turns just don't seem to want to hold up here in the hard water, and it can be really gnarly. Earlier on in my career, many of them broke off in my hand. I had many of customers call us in emergencies with them having broken off in their hands. And so here I am just demonstrating to John how these valves work. And I like to carry both styles, compression and iron pipe, because some of the neighborhoods around here are a little bit older and they have galvanized plumbing, and the iron pipe does come in handy when you've got it on the truck, not having to run to a supply house or hardware store is always a good look, to the customer. And it's just good to be prepared as possible. That's why my wife always asks our customers for pictures of what they've got going on. I've seen other plumbers not recommend asking too many questions, but through my experience, throughout all the years in plumbing, I've worked for few different companies, but two major companies that were pretty much the two ones that I thought were the best and did things the best. And some of the major differences were the fact that one of them asked the customers a lot of questions and came prepared to every job, and the other one had more the mindset of, I'll just show up and we'll figure it out, and I'll sell them whatever along the way, instead of just being upfront with them over the phone, giving them a price over the phone, take it or leave it, and then getting pictures and things like that and showing up prepared. I just feel like it's just a much better look to show you that you're prepared. And, that's why we give our prices and we come prepared, and there's no real question about what we're doing with any of our customers. We don't ever leave them in the dark with anything. I think that's really important. If you're going to be a plumber or, probably any type of contractor, communication is really going to be key for you in any type of relationship. Specifically plumbing, though, customers will be terrified wondering what's going on if you don't let them know. There's a water test kit that I keep on the truck. We like to show the customers after we install a water filtration system or water conditioner. We like to test the water before and after the conditioner to show them the difference in water quality. It really helps the customer understand the value of what they just paid for. There's the two different types of flanges I carry, the top pad and the knockout. We've got a bunch of 3-inch and 4-inch in this box here. That's my 3 and 4-inch box, ABS box. We don't really work on anything above 4-inch. We do just pretty much primarily residential service and repair. We'll do some commercial service like drains and stuff like that, but out here in southern Orange County, you don't really run into anything above 4-inch in my experience. And I've been in most areas around here and been doing this a long time. Unless you're getting into the city, I don't think you're doing anything above 4-inch. I've never really experienced anything above 4-inch, and so we keep 3 and 4-inch fittings in that box. There's my Death Star. That's to pull cleanout covers. I've got some pipe wrenches, aluminum, and cast iron. Cast iron ones are still in the house right now, but the aluminum one I try and keep on the truck. And I've got this really cool aluminum one in the tool bag that I want to show off, and I'll be doing that in a tool bag review maybe later the next couple days here. Here's some John Guest caps and John Guest little 3/8 and 1/4-inch fittings that I keep for reverse osmosis and filters that I'm doing, like inline filters and reverse osmosis filters. What else? There's my charger. Got my little 4-foot ladder back there, 4-foot fiberglass ladder. That's really important to have for service and repair. I've also got a 6-foot ladder. I think I'm going to buy this little giant type ladder that extends up from 6 to I think 15 feet. I think it's a really cool ladder. It's like $150 at Harbor Freight. Leave a comment down below if you know anything about that ladder. If you have one or you know anybody who has one, let me know what you think about it. I'm really interested in that ladder, that Harbor Freight ladder that goes up to 15 feet. Now, here's a really cool machine that maybe not a lot of you guys have seen, but if you follow the channel, you've heard me talk about it a lot. You've seen it. It's the K9 204 rigid flex shaft. This is, in my opinion, guys, the flex shaft technology is the future of drain cleaning. Now, my relationship with rigid is great. It started out really good. I bought this flex shaft. I bought the K9 102. from Amazon, rigid, and then I bought this one. And one of the product guys over there at Rigid, Jeff, he's a great guy. He sent me a knocker and a little plate that mine was missing. The dude's just awesome. He was super on top of everything. And I've seen him on the groups that I'm in, really helping dudes out when they're reaching out. He's the guy who takes care of them. So shout out to Jeff Albertini. That dude's a solid dude. And I feel like you can't really not back Rigid when that dude's there, because he seems to always take care of everybody, and he stands behind the product. So shout out to him. And as long as he's there and as long as he's involved in that product, I think that I have to back it. And I haven't had any problems with the product thus far, and I haven't had any problems with him. He's just been awesome. And like I said, watching how he treats everybody else is just amazing. The dude's awesome. He's on top of it every time someone's on the forum talking about having trouble with the flex shaft. He's there commenting like, hey guys, we're on top of it, this, that. The dude's just awesome. So here's another little flex shaft that I have. This is a little 1/4-inch clog squad flex shaft. I put this in a cage. So I've got the K9 204, this little flex shaft. I've got just a ton of different equipment, guys, and we're going to go through it in a different video where I'll be showing you all the different drain cleaning equipment that we have and how we use it, and be explaining the versatility of our new setup here. It's just so awesome, all the stuff that we've been going through and coming up with. Here's our little camera. This is our Vivor 50-foot camera. This goes from 1.5-inch to 4-inch pipe. So it's pretty much perfect for us. It's got great picture, full color HD picture. It can record the inside of the drain. I've been able to show customers the cracks in their cast iron. I've been able to show customers rocks in their drains. We've been able to do all kinds of really cool stuff that we were never able to do before as plumber, because I never in my career had a camera that I was able to work with. So now that we got one, we're just like totally styling. We feel crazy blessed to be going just all the way up with this whole thing. We started our company this year, and everything's just going amazing. It's just, it couldn't be going better, and we're just so thankful and so blessed. Feel so blessed. Here we go with our M12 Inspection Camera. This thing's pretty cool. We use it to look inside of walls. Not inside of pipes, but I don't know. Do you guys use it to look inside of pipes? I haven't used it inside a pipe. I just typically use my little sewer camera that I've got over there. But I was wondering if guys use it to go inside of pipes. I think it's waterproof. I'm not sure, but I typically use it. I'll like slide it up into areas to like see if the outside of the pipe is leaking. Maybe a waste and overflow on a tub may be leaking. And I can slide that little thing in the wall and take a look. You can get it into a lot of little areas, tight little areas, and see things with it. It's got really good picture, and I highly recommend it. But what I recommend more is going on Amazon and picking up a cheaper one, because you can easily find these much cheaper on Amazon. I was just in a pinch and didn't have an Amazon store nearby to pick one up at, so I ran to Home Depot and picked this thing up. And it works great, but you can find one at a fraction of the cost on Amazon for sure. I was kind of surprised they put it in such a weak little case too, because it's such an expensive little tool. Kind of blew me away that it's in this cloth little case, and it's pretty fragile tool too if you think about it. Directly behind me is my, in that little blue trash can there, is my toilet auger and my urinal auger. They're both general wire, but I'm going to replace them with I think I'm going to go with the rigid toilet auger, and then I'm going to buy the Milwaukee urinal auger with the little M12 attachment for the urinal auger, because I think that might help clear some of those really tough urinal clogs. I ran across a few recently, like a string of them, and they were just ridiculous. And I don't know, I just feel like if I had something that was battery driven, not done by, hand crank, I think I could have got through the clog a little better. All right, so let's pop on over to the left side of my truck where I've got some more pack out equipment going on. My truck, like I said, at this point does not have any shelving or racks or anything, so we're using just solely pack out stuff, and it's not like drilled to the floor or using any pack out stuff that's stuck to the floor. It's just kind of flopping around, but it's still awesome stuff. And I've tried to organize and categorize it in areas and ways that, like, stuff that I use the most and need access to the most is, like, kind of on top. So, like, as you can see, this is my, like, little cartridge bin. So I've got faucet cartridges, shower cartridges, all different types of cartridges and stems and grease and pullers and seats and seat pullers and all different kinds of stuff in that little bin there. That's what that bin's all about. The next couple bins after that are empty, but they're going to be containing, like, John Guest fittings, for reverse osmosis and water filters. They'll be containing gas fittings and hopefully at some point some ProPress fittings, but I definitely want to have a PEX fitting box because I do have my PEX gun that you'll be seeing the PEX gun at the end of this video. It's in, I think, the last crate. And this crate coming up here, this is my 1.5 to 2 inch, and maybe some 3 inch you'll catch in there, but it's mostly just 1.5 to 2 inch, and it's pretty much all like air gap hose, tubular P-traps, 2-part wastes, 45s, 22s, 60s, all kinds of stuff like that. Down here's my little copper kits. These are, I've got a 1/2 inch copper kit, a 3/4 copper kit, and a 1 inch copper kit. Those are the 3 sizes that I encounter the most. And then I've got another little bin there that's for, like, it's got a bunch of different little weird sizes, kind of fittings you don't see that often, or fittings you wouldn't use that often. It's got, some little valves and some other stuff, just stuff that isn't like your everyday like repair stuff. It's stuff you're like rebuilding with if you're using that bin. Let me say this. One thing I've always loved about plumbing since I was a kid was seeing different guys solder kits, the way their solder kits were put together, the way their copper kits were put together. It was always so cool to me how every guy had his own different way he kept his stuff, and I'm no different. I think the way I keep my stuff is awesome, and I think this way with the pack out is like, there's no way you can beat it. I'm going to be demonstrating a lot of different ways that I have my solder kit put together and the way that it really can benefit me in all the ways, because we work in a lot of apartments and condos and deal with a lot of stairs and a lot of walking. So the pack out is just amazing invention for guys like us. So there's my PEX expander. It's the M12. Does anything from 1.5 inch. It can do all the way up to 1 inch or 1.25 even. I've done 1.25 with it. There's a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff in there, Dremel bits, things like that. Here's the M18 pack out, guys, and this thing, don't sleep on this thing, guys. It's awesome, especially as a wet vac. I'm not a big fan of it with the filtering, but as a wet vac, this thing is sick. You cannot sleep on this if you're a plumber or anybody who's using wet vacs very often. Get this thing. The next thing is that Toolbox, that Milwaukee Toolbox. I converted that into my soldering kit. It's freaking so cool, guys. I'm going to do a full video on that thing soon, so stay tuned to check that out. I've always been like a big fan of soldering kits and guys, different soldering kits and their little things and tips and tricks they got going on with soldering. So I'm definitely doing a video on my soldering kit because I think mine is just ahead of its time. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it without just sounding way too cocky, but my soldering kit is sick, and I think you guys should have one just like it. Next up is the Milwaukee Packout backpack. The backpack is awesome too, man. Like, I've been a fan of tool backpacks for a while now. I was using the Carhartt and the CLC, and just like a real big fan of that. I like the fact that I could put all my tools on my back and have my hands free to carry pipe or whatever else I needed to carry. And now Milwaukee's done it, and they made it, this whole system, this whole Packout system has allowed me, a very unorganized guy, to be very organized, and it's such a really cool, like, weird new feeling, and I love it. Next up here, what I'm showing you guys is my drain cleaning Packout kit. This is like the next kit that I made. I figured, I got a kit for everything else, so I might as well have a kit for drain cleaning. So it's got my drain cleaning gloves. It's got my knockers for my flex shafts. It's got my Allen keys to adjust my knockers, and it's got my different spacers for my knockers. It's got my jetter nozzles. It's got my drain bags, my pressure bags. It's got pretty much everything I need for my drain cleaning. It's got my Spartan tips for my Redneck 75 and my little baby Huey Spartan 81. It's got pretty much just like I said, everything I need and more. And again, I bring this into the customer's house. I walk in and boom, I've got everything I need to clean their drains right there. So this last case here is the Milwaukee milk crate type Packout, and that's where I store most of my power tools. I've got my grinder in there. I've got my I carry mostly 12-volt Milwaukee fuel stuff, because from all the ratings and all the reviews I saw online, they were very close to the regular 18-volt stuff. So I figured, might as well just go with the 12-volt. I don't really use power tools as much. I'm not like a rough plumber or a new construction plumber, so I do mostly finish work. If I pull my Sawzall out, it's normally to cut a couple faucets out real quick, or maybe cut some, some drain pipe down or something. It's usually, cut a hole in a wall to make a repair. I'm not using it long term. I've done a lot of new construction work and I hated it. And I definitely agree that in that type of work, you need the 18 volt, maybe even more than 18 volt in some cases. But for the stuff I do as a service plumber, I feel it's better to be lightweight and have the 12 volt stuff with me. And, it charges quick. It's lighter weight. It holds up really well so far. And, I'm a big fan of the 12 volt. But now that I've been going with the flex shafts, I realize I do need some more 18 volt stuff. I picked up an 18 volt drill for the flex shafts, and I'm probably going to get something more for the bigger 1/2-inch flex shafts and the 10 millimeter flex shaft that I'm going to be picking up soon, hopefully. We got a lot of stuff going on right now, so make sure you stay tuned on the channel. So I'd really like to hear from you guys. What would you guys like to see more on the channel? I'd like to hear what questions you guys have, what kind of videos you'd like to see. Do you like more of the unclog type videos where I'm unclogging things and explaining how I unclog them, or do you want more of an organic type video of the whole call from start to finish, like how some of the other guys do on YouTube, like Steve Lav or Chuck Barron, or some of the other guys, how they show their whole drive and everything. I think I'm going to start showing some of the drive at least. I'm probably show a little bit of customer interaction here and there. And I don't know, I'm not really sure. I'd really like to get some feedback though, to hear what you guys think and what you guys would like to see. And if you would like to see maybe more product reviews, that's something I'm trying to work on right now too. I've got a lot of things going on with the snakes and the flex shafts. The flex shafts are a really big thing right now, and I really want to bring them to the forefront here in Southern California. I don't feel like a lot of people know about them. I didn't know about them for a long time, but they're amazing. I want to do some tubing cutter reviews. Like I got there, the General Speed Cutter, the rigid cutters, I got some Milwaukee cutters. I've got all different kinds of cutters. The Harbor Freight cutters. We've got all kinds of stuff. So I want to be doing reviews on that stuff. So like I said, more product reviews. Maybe some more generic, just like calls of me on the call with the customer, maybe, or I don't know, maybe me explaining things a little bit more. I don't know. That's what I want to hear from you guys. You guys tell me what you want to see, and that's the type of videos I want to put out. I want to put out videos that the people who subscribe to this channel want to see. So this little guy here is the Spartan Model 81. This is probably one of my favorite snakes of all time. I run this with a 1/4-inch cable drum and a 5/16 inner core Spartan cable that I put a drop head on. The drums are really easy to change. It takes like less than a minute to pop a drum on and off. And I'm often able to clear multiple drains in one house with just this one machine. I don't have to roll any other machines in. I don't have to do anything special with them. I don't need clean outs. I can pop a trap off. I can clear I can clear things with this machine through overflows on the tubs. It's just a very, very versatile machine. With the Spartan cables, it's very, very rigid. It's able to really get through some of even the toughest clogs. Very, very powerful machine for the price. I think it's better than the Spartan 100 personally. I think when I go to buy a new machine, I will go into the Spartan 300 for my next cable machine. If I do need another cable machine, I'm not sure yet. Only time will tell, because we've got the jetter. We've got a bunch of flex shafts now, especially with the new 1/2-inch flex shaft. I just don't think that we're going to need the Spartan 300, but I don't know. Time will tell, like I said. I really highly doubt it. If we do, though, the point being, we would skip over the Spartan 100 and go to the 300, mainly because the 300 can run a 100 drum. The 100 cannot run a 300 drum. So when it comes to me and my choosing of tools, it's always about versatility and what tool is going to be able to do more than just like one job. A tool that can only do one job isn't very important for me. I need something that's got a lot of versatility. And that's why I really love Spartan. The Model 81 is amazing, and it can do that. The Model 100, as far as I know, can only run 100 drums. Alright guys, make sure you're subscribed, ring the bell, leave some comments, let me know how you're doing. Take care, alright?